And we're live. Welcome. It is the Ask Stuart Hour. Maybe I should rename it the Ask Anything Business Coaching Hour. I've been thinking about that, but I also believe in the power of the brand. And anytime you can get your own name in something that's branded, I think that's a good thing. Don't you? Well, welcome everybody. Of course, we have our boot campers on. I'm grateful that you're here today. Thank you. And plus, I have invited some guests perhaps who have signed up for the Group Sales Success Summit, and I invited a handful to come join us today. So let me just explain how it works if this is your first time here. And by the way, if you are an invited guest, you're just dropping in, don't worry, I can't call on you. I'm not going to put your microphone on. It doesn't work like that. I can't see you. You only see me. You probably know that already. But the only slides you're looking at is the only slide you're going to see. You're going to get to look at this gorgeous face the whole time. If you can stay for the hour, great. You can ask any question you want about business. I'm happy to answer. If it's group related, even better. But that's the way it works. My agenda is your agenda. You get direct access to me and other boot campers for business coaching. It's a great 1 hour, and I know it's going to be fantastic because we always pick up steam and we can almost never get to all the questions that come in, but somehow we do. So let me welcome in some folks, and if you are here for the first time, let me know. Hello, Jan. She's in the house. Jean Ann, good morning to you. Pam is here. Hi, Pam. Chuck is here. Can see and hear me just fine. Thank you, Chuck. Appreciate that. Jim's in the house. Hello, Jim. Jenny's here. Hello, Jenny. And Chuck is a first timer. Hey, welcome. I'm grateful that you're here. And this is the way it just works. You know, I'm going to have a conversation with you guys. And I really love it when there is engagement, when there is interaction. And if you are bold enough to want your microphone on to make a comment, share an anecdote, ask a question, provide a solution, then tell me and I'll put your mic on. We tried to get Hans's mic on and we're not sure if it was at his end or my end. He thinks it may be at his end. I don't know. We can always give it a try. Technology. You love it and you hate it. So I just want to start off the show by making a big announcement that I'm sure all of you by now know that we've got something really, really, really big. Can I say epic? Planned August 1st through the 7th. It's called the Group Sales Success Summit. Hold on. There it is. Dun, da, da, da. And as of 9 o'clock this morning, Central Time, we have had hit 938 agent signups. Woohoo! Big time, because my goal was 1,000, and I believe, friends, we're going to hit 1,000 by the end of the day. So there's tremendous interest, tremendous excitement. The lineup of speakers is huge. If you guys have any thoughts, comments, please bring them here because I'm working 25 hours a day on making this happen because it is taken off. I'm very excited, and I thank you all for your encouragement and your participation. So kicking off, let me just start off with this question. Thank you, Jenny. Wow, that's right. That's right. 938 to be exact. But we're gonna surpass 1,000. I am so pumped. And all the big keynoters, the elite speakers, the keynotes are coming into me right now. So I'm processing them, getting them loading up, this kind of stuff. Very, very, very exciting. So we're gonna start off with a question from Della and Jennifer, who are relatively new to boot camp. They can't be with us live this morning. However, they sent this question, and so they only got through probably a week or two of boot camp in terms of the modules, just so we can set the stage. And here's the question. Stuart, can you give us some ideas as how to peak interest, P-I-Q-U-E, and get deposits as soon as possible? I want to read that again because I am convinced each and every one of you you're still asking this question, or you've asked this question in the past. Can you give us some ideas how to peak interest and get deposits as soon as possible? Who wouldn't want to do that? Great question, and I've got great answers. We need to do a down payment to the supplier, but we would really like to pay the deposit out of the deposits we receive and not out of our pocket. Does that sound familiar? Have you ever had that concern, that question, that challenge, pardon me, while I sip some coffee and I dive in? And by the way, friends, if you have an answer, I want to hear it. What have you done in the past? Now, for my boot campers, you probably know what I'm going to say, don't you? One moment, please. Cheers. And it is coffee, by the way. Don't think that I hit the bottle on a Tuesday morning. That I don't do. Okay. Number one, Della and Jennifer, your question, your issue, your challenge, your want, your desire is very common in groups, because especially when you're blocking the space, you got to put up a deposit naturally at some point to lock in the deal, to reserve that space. So I'm going to give you a whole bunch of answers here. And Della and Jennifer, if you don't know me well enough just yet, I'll let you know that I tell it like it is. I love you. I do. And I'm going to tell you things that you need to hear, but you may not want to hear. So my first response is, it's important that you come into this business, and I don't recall if you've been in it 6 months or 30 years, as an entrepreneurial agent. You see, in my book, there's a big, big, big difference between a travel agent, just a travel agent, and an entrepreneurial travel agent. And friends, I'm not saying that you're not entrepreneurial. Obviously you are, because you're in boot camp, you're out there doing this group, so you are. But there's a certain mindset that this entrepreneur, the word, brings to the table, which is that, and I am I own several businesses that I've started myself. And I know that as a business owner, an entrepreneurial business owner, you need to have cash on hand for investments. Now, this goes for every one of you on the line right now. And I know what you're saying. Well, Stuart, wouldn't it be nice to have an extra grand, an extra 10 grand sitting around? Of course, wouldn't it be nice? However, I think it's important that every time you have income coming in, that you squirrel a little bit away for times like this, when there's a golden opportunity to do a group, to block that space, because friends, it's just terrible if you end up losing the deal because you don't have the cash ready to put a deposit down. So what we do as agents, right, we call the supplier, we put the pressure on them first. Can you give me more time? I need a week. I need a month. And then if you're working with your BDM, sometimes they can do it, sometimes they can't. The smart ones are going to say, all right, where are you at? Have you done this group before? What are your plans? How are you going to launch? This kind of stuff, because you can't come back to me every 2 weeks and ask for more time. Now, trust me, I was a DSM and a BDM. I was the manager, the director of a field sales staff, got these questions every day. So I would ask these questions. Why? Because understand that every time we would take cabins out of inventory, and we really didn't take them out of inventory until there were names on it and money. The majority come back. It's called attrition. They never get sold. So we need to be sure before we keep extending the deposit. That's the first thing most agents do. The second thing most agents do is put the pressure on the consumer. And this goes to your statement here, Adela and Jennifer, that, well, how can we get the consumer? Let's make them the heavy. Let them put up the money quick. How do we get them to put up the money quick? And you can't. I'm sorry to burst your bubbles, but you can't do it. Oh, asterisk. You can do it. You can get money early if you've done the group before and you're there with them escorting it, right? I know some of you are shaking your heads. You know what I'm going to say. And everyone is there on the group having a phenomenal time. And you say, hey, everybody, are we having fun? Yeah. Well, guess what? Here's what we have in store for next year. And you make the big reveal. Or maybe you don't have next year's planned, right? But you know they're going to do it again. So you have a clipboard. This is not a clipboard, but you bring your clipboard, and it could be a spiral notebook. And you say, look, here's what we're going to do, friends. if you give me $25 now, if you give me $50 now and write your name here, you're going to get a list of benefits. You'll be allowed to make your booking during the VIP sale, which means you'll have first right, first opportunity to get best availability. Plus, you'll get this and you'll guess. You don't have to give away the shop, but make it worth their while to put up 25 or 50 bucks to make sure they're in. They're first on the list for next year. So that's one way, Della and Jennifer, and everybody, you can get the money quick up front. And of course, you have to tell them you can get your money back at any time. And you're going to sign a document. I have your 50 bucks. It gives you right of first refusal for next year's. You get these bennies. But if you want your money back, you get it back at any time. So in this case, we don't have that option. So how do you get the money in as quick as possible? Now, those of you who've been in boot camp know the answer to this. You do the group launch sequence really fast, right away. But you can't rush the sequence. All I'm saying is you begin the sequence now. You can't rush the sequence. For those of you who don't know what the group launch sequence is, I'd like to say I invented it, but I did not. Basically, we in boot camp, we teach that we need to do a group launch, a proper launch, just as any other company, any other business outside of travel would launch their new product, like a book launch, a new restaurant opening, a new car that has not been revealed yet. It's over a sheet, a tarp. You don't know what it's there. Before you go asking for money, here's the real answer, friends. Before you start asking for money and expecting anybody to put down money on something they don't know, they're unsure. Why should I put up money when I don't know what it is? Okay, you need to build the momentum, the anticipation first. You need to do the promotions first. So many agents still today, except those of you guys and gals in boot camp, right away publish the rates, say it's $50 deposit, $300 deposit, whatever it is, and then you do the promotions. And normally it's a big, watch this, watch, wah, wah, wah. Now, why don't people immediately jump in to put down money? To give you money because you think you've got best thing since sliced bread. But they have fear. They have trepidation. They have stress. They have unanswered questions. Well, what is it? If you just put out a price, I'm going to go immediately online. I'm going to look it up and I'm going to shop you till I drop you. And I don't want to be the first one to put up money because I don't know if everybody else is going. So you know what? This is me talking to my wife. You know what, honey? Let's wait till they decide. Let's wait to see who goes. And guess what happens? Everybody waits and nobody goes. So the group launch sequence, and I'm going to stop in a second. I'm going to look at your comments and questions. The group launch sequence teaches us that we need to do a proper product launch. If we need the money fast, then you start the sequence immediately. So Della and Jennifer, if you haven't yet watched Group Launch Sequence, it's a series of modules and PDFs. Watch it now because that's open to you instantly, immediately. And what's step one? Step one is the survey. You're going to send out a little survey, right? A little survey. It's not an obligation survey. You're just asking questions. And I have my sample survey that I did for my partial ship river cruise, the charter on the Ama Christina, is in boot camp. And for those of you who are not in boot camp, if you want to see my survey, what I call the shot across the bow, ask me for it. I'll send it to you. I want you to see it. Use it. Because what that does is that begins to plant a seed. Now, Della and Jennifer, I know you want to get that cash in fast. And yes, you can start launching your group launch sequence immediately. But it still has to roll out in sequence. Number one is the survey. And you can get that out, and if you want to send it to me to look at, I'm happy to. And you can see the responses you get, and you can say, everybody, thanks for responding. I will share the answers with you in 3 days instead of a week. Give them 3 days. Give them a day. Okay? And then you know what the next part is? It's the whisper campaign. Save the date. But that you can do that, but that's got to, that you need that to spread. You need people to start talking. You need people to start planting, replanting these seeds, right? That's how it works. That's what I'm doing with the group Sales Success Summit. And now we just hit hard launch. Yesterday we hit hard launch. Before that, it was all word of mouth and Facebook and so forth. And then the next step, of course, as you guys know, is the sequence of events, right? These are the informational events. And remember, you have not ever talked price yet. Now, in boot camp, I just gave you guys it's like a 4 or 5 page document of all the ways you can avoid telling people the price in a beautiful, loving, kind way. Because you can't tell people, I won't give it to you, I can't give it to you, it's not ready yet. That doesn't sound good, but there are ways to say it. We'll have the pricing finalized by August 1st. There's ways of saying it where they won't be happy necessarily, but they'll understand, and they'll come to your series of events, your informational events, where you begin to share the benefits, not the features, the benefits, and you begin to remove all those fears, stresses, trepidations, obstacles, so that by the time you open up for sale, which is the VIP sale, very good, then you're going to get money in, and the next day is your general sale, and that's going to be your single biggest day. So Della and Jennifer, I don't know. This is a South African trip for next April. So then I'm going to look at the boards here. A South African trip is a major trip. It's next April. So I want to make a comment to you, ladies, that you may not have enough time. I say that with all due respect. That's a very major trip, unless these people know it's coming. They've asked you for it. They're sort of predisposed. They know it's around the corner. Maybe you'd have a shot, but it's a big trip. It's a long airplane ride. It's probably going to be a couple of bucks. So I hope you've left yourself enough lead time. And with a trip like this, to do a group launch sequence, you can't knock it out in a week. This group launch sequence has to be every bit as comprehensive as what I did for my group launch sequence for my partial ship charter on the Amber Christina. Remember, I started almost 2 years in advance. Why? Because it was a long trip. It was an expensive trip. Most people had never cruised. I'm going to imagine, Della and Jennifer, that most people have never been to South Africa. They don't understand. And again, I don't know your specific list, who you're going after, but I'm just giving it to you like I see it, like I feel it. Let me take a pause, read your comments and questions, and then we're going to keep going on. Nancy's in the house. Don't have to apologize for being late, Nancy. I'm just grateful that you're here. Thank you. I wish I could see your smiling face. Nancy says, what do you think about radio advertising? Oh, so let me answer you right now. Hang on. Coming up for coffee. What do I think about radio advertising? Well, my knee-jerk answer to that is I don't think very highly of it. However, I'm going to put an asterisk there because there are so many variables. It all comes down to this, Nancy. If the radio station and that particular program or that particular DJ or that particular segment, because I'm not suggesting that you necessarily advertise if it's just a radio, they just play music, but perhaps it's a specialty show or a DJ that has a specific following, okay, then it might work. Are you really marketing an affinity group this way? Or is it more speculative, Nancy? Yeah, I can see this with a spec group. It's quite a big investment for that. But if there's an affinity, maybe the radio station is involved, the DJ is involved, another company, another business, you've got a JV going, a joint venture going. So you're all participating in this campaign, because to me, unless the radio station has a very, very, very specific fine-tuned audience, then this may not be a true affinity group, because by definition of an affinity group, as far as I'm concerned, is that there is a list, there's a place where all these people hang out where you can go get them, right? Because you're asking these people, remember, to go away in an affinity group, to go away a specific date, specific time, a specific place with people who they may or may not know, pay a certain price, go at a time when they may not normally go, to a destination they've never. It's a big ask. So to me, radio advertising, generally speaking, is more for brand building for the big guys and gals. When you have millions and millions and millions of dollars to build your brand, that's not what we're talking about. Or if you're a local retailer and you're having a big event and you know so many of the listeners patronize your store as well. But it's rare for me to hear about a big success story with a radio station unless A, the audience is very fine-tuned to what you're selling, and B, there's some kind of joint venture going on either with the station, the DJ, or other businesses as well. Nancy, I hope that helps. Robin says, in the example you showed on the group launch, it was for a group you were personally sponsoring. How do you make this apply to a group who hired you? Do you have an example you can share? We have many agents in boot camp, actually, hi Robin, that have done this to success. So 1,000,000,000% the answer is yes. So let me answer the bigger question, and then we can follow up if you need specific examples, because I got to believe boot campers and other agents who have done group launch sequence, who have attended some of my summits with Nexion or with Dream Vacations, they can show you how it works. But what you need to do, Robin, is when you get hired, okay, and I love the word hired because that's important. You think of yourself as being hired. That means they hired you because they're afraid to do it alone. They don't know how to do it alone. The real truth is they want somebody to blame should something go wrong, and that's you. But you're stepping up because you've got the confidence and the know-how and the experience to make it work. So you're going to go in and you're going to tell them, here's how it goes down. And here's how the marketing goes down. And you're going to show them the group launch sequence and exactly how it works. And Robin, they're probably going to say to you this. They're going to say, whoa, 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 Robin. Why can't we just get the prices out there and let's just start making sales? Now, Robin, that might work if it's a corporate meeting, if it's a built-in list, if they've done it a million times before and you know they're going to go. But in most cases, that's not the case. You're going fishing. You have a list, but you don't know. Everyone's jumping down saying, yeah, we're going to go, we're going to go. And that's what your group leader is going to say. But look, Robin, they're ready to go. Well, that's a bunch of baloney. Because how many times, friends, have you heard that from group leaders, from everybody in the group? They're jumping up and down. And I'm not going to jump up and down because A, I'll rip my microphone out. Number two, I'm wearing shorts. I look kind of funny with a button down in shorts, but I'm just saying, it doesn't work. It fails. Trust me, it will fail. And Robin, that's what you need to do. You need to go to the group leader and say, listen to me. It's going to fail if we just do it that way. Trust me. Do you trust me? We're going to do group launch sequence, and you're going to do it my way. We're going to do the survey. We're going to do the whisper campaign. We're going to do the series of informational events. We're going to open up for a VIP sale. We're going to open up for the big sale, and we're going to close the sale. By the way, I don't know if I told you guys this, but after your one-day open general sale, it closes after that because you want to give people a sense of urgency. And Robinson, you need to say, trust me. And I don't know if there's agents on, so many agents on who've been in boot camp who'll say, I had a group leader, they didn't want to do it, so we did this way, and it failed. But Stuart, I did it this way now, and it's working. I hope that answered your question, Robin, to give you some confidence in that area. Hans said, if you have a host agency, maybe they have block group space, and you could sell into that if the date works. Absolutely. So there's an alternative, and I'm thinking you're talking about with Della and Jennifer, because so many hosts or consortia these days have block space you can sell into, and that's what we call speculative group space because it's a deal. But maybe you can build a group around it. I've heard success stories where, hey, one couple turned into 4, turned into 6, turned into 12. It kind of grew exponentially. All right, and then you got to go out and, of course, you got to work with your consortium, your host, and see if you can separate it, because then that may become a real group, because then you want them really together. But remember, if it's spec space you're selling into, don't tell the people you've got a deal, a group deal, because they're going to be like, oh, I don't want to go on a group deal, even though you and I both know it's a group rate. Conversation for another day. Karen says, can I have a copy of the survey, please? Yes. Hold on, Karen. I'm going to look in. I'm going to get your email address. You can email me, Karen, Stuart@stuartloydcohen.com, or I will look up after, get your email address, and send it to you. But let me just write down survey. Not a problem. Easy, easy. Sheena said, please send it to me. Oh, there we go. Cool. Hey, by the way, if you just came in and you're wondering, hey, how come the slide has now changed? It won't. It's not about slides. This is not a webinar. This is not that kind of a me talking to you training program. It's me talking to you, but asking your questions. It's business coaching. A couple of years back, I had to quit doing one-on-one business coaching. Great money, loved it to pieces. However, I had no more time. So now we do group business coaching, pardon the pun on group. But now I'm talking to all of you guys at the same time. It's much more efficient for me to serve this way. I hope it's efficient for you too, because not only can you get your question answered, but you can hear everyone else's problems. And you can share, give your input, and you can also share, give your solutions and learn. Kay says, Stuart, can I have a copy of your survey? Thanks. I believe you have my email. Yeah, I think I do, Kay. How are you? Welcome. I'm glad you guys are here. Did I tell you that we hit, as of 9 a.m. Central Time, 938 signups for the Group Sales Success Summit? Holy cow! Wait, I'm going to pinch myself. Ouch! Really, it's happening. I'm so excited. And wait till you see some of these keynotes, man. I'm getting them in, and, you know, some are good and some are great. I just gave them total freedom. They're all good, trust me. But some kind of went the extra mile and made it really fun, really fun. Robin, updating a previous comment. I updated my previous question. Who is sending out the survey and whisper campaign when you are hired to put together a group presentation for someone else? Great question. It's unlikely, Robin, they're going to give you their email database. It's unlikely they're going to give you total control of their Facebook group. See, I don't know where the list is contained. Where are the peeps? Where are the prospects? Where are the people? Maybe they will make you an administrator for the Facebook group and give you permission to do it. That's good. So if they don't give you the email list, and that email needs to come from them, because then the people open it because they know who's sending it. Maybe they don't know you, Robin, and so if they get an email from you, they'll go like, who's Robin? Click, and they hang up the phone or delete the email. But what you can do, Robin, is you can help work with them to prepare the email. And it doesn't have to be fancy. It could be just words. It could be that group leader saying, hey, everybody, I want to introduce you to Robin. Robin's going to be our master travel professional here, and is helping us put something together amazing. So here's a message from Robin. Or your plan can come through the group leader's email in their words. But what you're going to lead them along the way. You see what I'm saying? So basically, you don't need to own their list or have direct access to it yourself, but you can tell them part of our arrangement is you will agree to send out 10 emails during this time period, and I'll tell you what to say. If you can get administrative privileges to their Facebook group, great. Now, sometimes, let me just add this too. You don't need the administrative privilege. You just go in and post. They'll give you access. But you got to make sure that the group leader introduces you so they know who you are and you get the respect you deserve. Or number two, friends, is it possible that off of your own Facebook page, and let's say it's Facebook for now. You create a subgroup, because that's what I did. Now, again, I hired myself. It was my group, my friends and family. But off of my personal Facebook, Stuart Lloyd Cohen, you're all welcome to join me. Let's be friends. I did a Stuart Lloyd Cohen Facebook group, River Cruise 2017. And by the way, if you want access to that, let me know. I'll give you access to my Facebook group so you can see the posts. Okay? And so is that an opportunity too, Robin, for you to create a group in agreement with the group leader? It may or may not work if they have already an existing group, but I'm a big believer in creating a subgroup specifically about the group trip. Specifically. Because anyone who's in that specific subgroup has a real high interest in potentially going. And they may not buy in right away, but they may later. But what you're building up is that community right away. Once you see there's a sense of enthusiasm, then it's a band, like in Group Sales Success Summit right now. Everyone is coming into the Facebook group. Some of you are already in. I hope you all are. It's growing like exponentially because everyone's spreading the word. Hey, are you in? Hey, are you in? It's unbelievable. So there's an opportunity for me. I'm building my list too. Do you understand that? I'm doing what I want you guys to do. I love doing what I say you should do. I do it to demonstrate it works. Honest to goodness. I'm doing the group launch sequence right now. Now, granted, you're saying, but it's free. Well, hang on. I'm building my list, right? And don't you think there's opportunities for agents if there's stuff they wanted to purchase, they could? Of course. But there's no strings attached here. And I tell you guys to do free events all day long. You want to build your list? You want to find new group opportunities and new customers? Do free events. That's what I'm doing. There you go. Robin, tell me if that helped. Lynn says, what do you think about setting up an event on Facebook to encourage people to get in the trip? Oh my goodness, Lynn, I just read your mind, didn't I, right? Let me shake your head. Yes, I see. No, I can't see you. I would love to see everybody, but I can't. I have put together is it culinary or culinary? Culinary sounds more exotic. Tour to Israel for next March, April. Cool. I am new in the business, and this is the first time I'm doing something like this. Wow, Lynn, very cool. So the answer, as I just said, 100,000% yes. You want to create a group off the group so they feel special that they're in that group because it's by permission, right? People can see who's in the group, but they can't read the post until they're in, and they can get out if they want to get out. Plus, Lynn, you can, out of your friends on Facebook, you can send invitations. And whoever is interested will come in. When I did my friends and family group for the river cruise, that's what I did. I sent out, you guys know this. You can invite people to be in a group. They don't have to do it if they don't want, or they just delete it, or they come in. But let me tell you one other thing, and you guys in boot camp know this. I say this all the time. I told everybody. And I didn't just send out those invitations willy-nilly. Hey, this is my vacation too. I'm escorting, but I'm going with my wife. We're going to have a good time. We did the Rhine River, the romantic Rhine, and the Ama Christina, and we did the whole pre in Zurich and Lucerne. Wow, amazing. Have you done it? Oh my gosh, I would do it again. We've already done the Danube, done the Mosel, but I want to go back so badly. In any case, getting off track here, that I told everybody, I only want fun and interesting people on my vacation. I was clear, dead serious. Look at this. Look. Serious. I will only allow fun and interesting people to go on my cruise. So, if you have any friends, family, or colleagues who you would love to travel with on this special river cruise trip, River Cruise 2017, if they're not fun and interesting, don't invite them. And everybody got a good chuckle, but man, I was darn serious. Hi, Amber. Amber says, if they've already missed the group launch sequence phase, what can you recommend for them? Amber, I got to tell you something. If you've missed the group launch sequence phase, that I might insinuate that you're too close in. You know, you can put it out there, you can scramble and just open it up for sale, and you can go crazy with an intense uh, an advertising campaign, Facebook post, Instagram, hit them every which way possible, and you can try it and just say, hey, tomorrow at noon, this is a last minute, close in, once in a lifetime opportunity. You know, just like businesses and companies run sales like this, you can try it. Now, it's not going to work with the South African safari. It's not going to work with, oh, by the way, Robin and Stella Mountain from Entebbe African Safaris, I haven't announced this yet, are going to be keynote speakers. They're amazing, terrific people. I hear nothing but phenomenal comments because they escort these trips too, and they're going to talk about groups. So Jennifer and Della, if you're not doing business with them, I hope you will, and certainly learn from them. They're going to be teaching in our summit. So Amber, to answer your question, perhaps you can, but you got to do at least a mini sequence. You have to say at 11 o'clock is an information. We're going to do Facebook Live at 11 o'clock. Be there, tune in, and you can take questions and you can interact with people. And then at noon, you're going to open it up for deposits. And friends, put down $25 per person. I'm going to give you 7 days to decide if you don't want it and you want your money back, but at least get in now because the booking window is very tight. We only have 20 spaces, and once they're sold out, it's over. So you can absolutely create a sense of extraordinary urgency. Get in now or don't get in at all. But Amber, it's not going to work with a complex, expensive trip, right? For a weekend, long weekend, a shorter cruise, long weekend, Cancun getaway, all-inclusive resort. You know what I mean? I hope that makes sense. So you can do it, but for anything big, it's going to be tough. And of course, there are variables because if this is a group of people and maybe they're retired, or maybe it's teachers and they're off during the summer, so they have opportunity. And you know, and they do stuff like this. This is spontaneous. Even if it's 3 months out, it's still close in enough where, man, I got to take time off. So if you got retired people, you know they can go on a dime's notice, rock and roll. Karen says, please send the survey to me too. All right, tell you what, I got too many names to write down here. Chuck wants it. Karen wants it. You got it. And if you want, send me an email, stuart@stuartloydcohen.com, but I got to go back and look through the list. Sorry, Stuart was on a call last 10 minutes. Congrats on your signups. Thank you, Nancy. I appreciate that. I'm excited. Sheena said, I just did my first, group cruise on the Carnival Horizon. Congratulations. I think it went well. I had 25 people, including me. I did not build extra money into the group. The price was the price. Other agents has since told me I never should pay for my own room. Can you speak to that? Nope, it's already been said. Okay, so I'm pouring myself more coffee. Sheena, come sit down. Let's have a conversation. Number one, congratulations. I applaud your effort. You went, you did the group. You had 25 people on the horizon, which is awesome. Number two, you went with the group. That's huge because I believe you need to be there. I believe in almost every case, you or a group, a tour leader, a leader, you can hire somebody or barter with them, need to be there. If it's a big group, 20 people or more, I don't know, 20 cabins or more, it's hard to come up with a unilateral number. And number two, if it's complex, if they have meetings, if they have excursions planned together, if they have dining planned together, things will go wrong. You need to be there. So Sheena, congratulations. I admire your success, number one. And now it's time to raise the bar to get even better. Because in boot camp, I tell my boot campers, you never sell. Now write this down. You know what's coming. I can hear it. I can hear the chorus. Can you hear it? Never sell the stripped down, off the shelf, bare bones product. Never sell the stripped down, bare bones, off the shelf product. Because if you do, Sheena, and you know this, then you're selling the same product that 50,000 other agents sell, just like the line direct. Why would that group need you down the road? Because my guess is you didn't build in anything special, anything extra. They get the same product any other place. So what's the solution, you're saying? Sheena, you're saying, Stuart, so what do? You supersize. You create a package. Now, we could be here for hours talking about this. It's all in boot camp, but I'll tell you, you got to, number one, ask for permission to package. Miss Jones, I'm so grateful you're going to hire me to do this group. I'm very excited. Do I have your permission to create a more, write this down, more inclusive package? Not all, dangerous, but more. Well, what do you mean? Well, Mr. Jones, I'm not in the business of letting my people miss things when they go on a group trip. Doesn't it stink missing stuff when you're on vacation because you may never be going back? Yes, it is. Well, I don't let my people miss anything. So what I do, Mr. Miss Jones, I create, let's just say, a good, better, best package. Is that okay? Because what I'm going to do is you've been there, Sheena. You've done that cruise. You've been to those islands. You've been to that resort. You've been on that tour. And you know, because you're highly experienced, you're seasoned, that's why you hired me, to build in all the things that you're going to end up spending money on when you get there. That may be sold out by the time you get there, more expensive, that won't be personalized because you're going with everybody else. I'm going to build in all the things to make sure, up front, to make sure you don't miss it when you get there, because I don't want you coming back real disappointed. Well, does that mean, Sheena, that it's going to cost us more? Yeah, darn right it is. Well, why would I pay more? Well, because you could pay it now or pay it later. And Miss Jones, if you pay it later, you'll be paying more. Because if you give me permission to package, I will negotiate on your behalf and get special group pricing. You can't do that once you get there. Trust me, you'll come back spending a whole bunch more unless you have me build it in first. So that's why we're going to sit down here. And I'm going to play detective with you. And I'm going to know all the stuff you don't want, all the stuff you want. So I can come back to you and present a good, better package. You're darn right, my package is going to cost more. But if you want to pay less there, where the cost is less, get this, you know what's coming. It's my favorite line. Your disappointment cost will be a lot higher. Oh, does that sound good? Hold on. I will sit out there and let that marinate. 1 second there. There you go. Sheena, let me know if that helps. That was fun. Thanks for letting me have fun. But I'm serious. And I hope we got to stay connected, Sheena, because I want to know what you do for your next group. And one more thing. Wait, one more thing. Hold the phone. You should never pay for yourself to escort the group. You should not only be paid for, but you should also make money because you're working. This is not a piece of cake for you. You're going there to work. So then one more answer to a question you haven't asked yet, but I think you're thinking it, Sheena, is, well, how do I do that? Well, you're going to add extra elements to the group that you know they're going to all want and love and need. And you're going to net everything down, net it down. And then you're going to, take out the commissions. And then you're going to build in your profit margin, your commission, what you want to earn. And that's going to be your price point. And they can't match it anywhere else because everywhere else is selling the bare bones, stripped down off the shelf product. And you're not. You're selling a magical, incredible, more inclusive package. And when they say to you, but Sheena, I'm not paying for you to come on vacation with us, you're going to say, but Mr. and Mrs. Jones, number one, it's not my vacation. I'm going to be working my tail off because I want to make sure you can have a good time and not have to worry about stuff because trust me, things will go wrong. And unless you want that stress and risk of having stuff go wrong and you not having a good time, you go right ahead. But that's why you hired me. And second of all, don't worry about paying me. I'm going to be built into the package. You'll never know. I'm built into the package. Just like you'll never know price-wise, you'll never know when we get there because I'll stay a step ahead and behind the scenes. Of course, you can reach me if you need me. We'll have a hospitality desk, but I'm going to make sure you have a great time, and I'll take all the burden of making sure it's perfect. Tell me if that works. All right, Bob, I got your email address. Got it. I'm going to send you the survey too. You bet. And the thing is, the survey has to be non-committal. If you ask, what would you rather do on this cruise? Then that's a sense of obligation. If I fill it out and if I tell you what I would do, what if you come back to me and say, well, wait a minute, you said you would do snorkeling. Well, that was just a survey. So I will show you how to ask non-committal questions, but you will A, get them engaged, B, pique their interest. This looks like fun. And C, you're going to gather important information from the survey I will show you. Kay says, I need to access your groups page. We are friends. I know we're friends on Facebook. Believe it or not, I recognize your name. How cool. Okay. Nancy says, can you create a subgroup off a Facebook event or just off your personal page? Can it be off your biz page? That's a great question, Nancy. And you know what? I don't know. I don't know. Who here knows that? Now, I have good friends who are social media experts. They know so much more than me, like Catherine Heeg, Margie Jordan. I will find out if nobody on the line knows. Can you create a subgroup off of a business page? Remember, there's a difference. You can have a personal page or you can have a business page. I don't think you can. I think you can only create a subgroup off of your personal group. But that I'm just shooting in the dark there. We'll find out. Nancy, great question. Lynn says, is it ever too soon to set up a Facebook group for a scheduled group tour? No, it is never too soon because you want to start gathering eyeballs, building that list. And what you're going to do, Lynn, even if you have 4 people in that group, you're going to start making a daily post. Now, you're going to see me in the group sales success summit. I'm going to be making a post in boot camp for boot campers and in the summit because it's going to be information for both groups of people. Now, everybody in boot camp probably already knows this because it's in boot camp, but I'm going to sprinkle in some learnings, some good learnings in the summit so I can help you along the way and keep you intrigued and engaged in Facebook. And as new people come in, they'll see, oh, wow, Cohen's already got a dozen of these tips. So that's what you're going to do, Lynn. When they come into that group, it could be a month later, but holy cow, Lynn's got all these tips, this information about this destination, this ship, this hotel I never knew about. Jackie says, holy moly, just caught the summit video teaser. This is going to be epic. Thank you. How cool is that, Jackie? Wait a minute. Watch this. Watch. I do this. My wife, she doesn't get it anymore. She's like, oh, patting myself on the back. I love, that's fun. If not for this gig, I would be a video editor. But I did put that together. And those are real excerpts from some of the speeches. And I'm going to keep putting those out just to give you a glimpse of what some of the folks are doing. Especially at the end, you saw that chart go by. That was John from Princess Cruises. I'm not going to give it away, though. I'm glad you liked the video. Thanks so much, Jackie. Oh, see, we got some folks who are listening in by phone, so they can't see me, but they still hear my voice. And I got it. You got it, Gina? Can you add me to the summit date? You got it. And you bet. We'll take care of it for you. Cool. See, if you can't tune in video, call in. Rock and roll. Robin says, thank you. I'd like to access your group, please. You got it. Linda says, my plans to do a Facebook Live after I create my travel Facebook group. Awesome. Hey, I'm thinking of doing a Facebook Live in the Group Sales Success Summit to deliver these daily tips. What would you think of that? Quick, a minute, Facebook Live. But then again, you know what? I see other entrepreneurs doing Facebook Live and not doing a 1-minute job, but they're leaving the lines open for engagement and communication. So let me just tell you something right now. As I see so many agents signing up for the summit, I've asked them a question: what's your biggest challenge? What's your biggest obstacle doing groups? And there are many, many, but one of them is time. You know, time management, this kind of stuff. Well, the whole idea behind a group, friends, is that you shouldn't have to spend an equal amount of time selling and servicing to each person. The whole idea is that as the group grows, the time you invest doesn't grow also, because you're working efficiently, like selling and servicing. So a great thing to do when you listen, friends. Everyone says, excuse me, I can't afford to go to a webinar platform for $1,000. Yes, there's other, you know, screen sharing programs. You can just do Facebook Live, friends. Did I hear somebody say free? Raise your hand if you said free. Facebook Live is free, and I know some of you are not terribly comfortable doing it. Just be you. Go have a good time like I'm doing here. Get a good camera. Get a good microphone. You don't have to spend a lot of money. If you want, I'll tell you what I'm using, and rock and roll. And you can engage people. Say, hey, at 11 o'clock on Tuesday, it's going to be at the Ask Lynn hour, the Ask Linda hour, the Ask Chuck hour, Ask Jenny hour, okay? And say you're going to make a little presentation, and you can have notes in front of you, and you're going to be interactive. And it gets recorded. So if somebody misses it, they come back and see it. So I'm thinking of doing that for the summit as well, just to get people juiced up and excited and to start helping. Everyone's got some great questions coming in, and you guys are not in boot camp. I'd love you to be in boot camp, but maybe I can help sprinkle out some good tips there to get you going. Chuck says, great idea, Israel Culinary Group. I agree. It's a great idea. Jenny says, love the Rhine, leaving Sunday for the Danube. Jenny is going on a Danube cruise on Sunday. Jenny, I will carry your bags. Can I come? I just love it, man. So that means you're doing Budapest, and are you going to do you're going to go early or stay longer in Prague? We loved Vienna. What a great itinerary. Sheena says, do you think it's too late to launch a river cruise for next year? I may want to do the new You by Uniworld and a pre or post stay in Paris. Well, what do you guys think, everybody else? Do you think a year is enough? It depends, Sheena, on your audience. If they're retired, if they are wealthier, if you happen to know if they don't necessarily plan out that far in advance, I think you can. But I think it's going to be a tough sell a year out. Now, maybe you're talking a year and a half. Maybe it's fall of next year, Sheena. Maybe you've got a better shot. But especially with a river cruise, you got people who've never done it before. They have trepidations. You have to do the full group launch sequence. Number two, they've got to start saving their money if they don't already have the money. If they're working, they got to take time off. So I wouldn't waste another minute. But a year out is getting tight. It's getting tight. And frankly, you can never start promoting a group early enough. I get that question asked a lot. Dawn says, hi, Stuart. Could you please invite me to join your Facebook River Cruise group? We are Facebook friends. Dawn. Hey, Dawn. You got it. Yeah, I'm going to stop writing notes here because there's so much good stuff. I'll have to go back in after and do it. Let's see. Sheena said, I love you already. Thank you. I love you too, Sheena. Thanks for being here. I appreciate it. You're making it fun for me. See, this is what happens. I show up. I turn on the microphone. I turn on the camera. I drink my coffee. And I have a good time. And we've got 6 minutes left. Can you believe it? I hope you've enjoyed this. Nancy says, please send me the survey. You got it, Nancy. I got your email address there. Carolyn says, you got it. I will send that to you. Dorothy says, one of your biggest fans at the moment. LOL, may I please have the survey as well? You got it. You got it, Dorothy. No problem. Carolyn says, please send the survey. Okay, I'm going to go back and do this. Nancy says, create group and link your business page to a group. Great. Thank you, Nancy, for that. Listen, everybody. Listen. Nancy has a solution. So if you have a business page, Nancy, if you have a business page, you can create a group and link your business page to it. But, Nancy, is the group a link off of your personal site? Now, they don't have to be your personal Facebook friends, but you can still create that group, that subgroup off of your personal page, but you connect that group to your Facebook business page. Am I speaking the truth? Let me know, Nancy. Thank you very much for sharing that. Only from a personal page. There you go. Okay, there you go. There's your answer. Thank you for sharing. Sarah, I'm still kind of stumped about collecting credit cards during VIP and public sale. Also, how to process CC bulk payment for supplier where not all funds go to one supplier. I know, Sarah. And Sarah, you're in boot camp. This is a big challenge, but there are solutions. There's ways around it. I don't have all the time in the world to go through it right now, but I will tell you this, collecting credit cards during VIP and public sale, it's great if you're working with a supplier that offers you a custom, that you can customize a private, secure booking site. Now, I think groups like Mark Travel, and I'm not sure about the cruise lines. Maybe, I don't know. You guys tell me. They allow you to customize that, so you can give them a link, give them access, and they make their own booking. They book, but it's part of your group. They book it right there. Or else, yes, you got to take that information. Now, of course, if you're collecting payment, if you have a merchant account, if you're using something like Square or something to collect at least the deposit, then you can send them the link and they can put the information in themselves. I know it's stinky if you have to, get on the phone and get the information over the phone. Now, let me just add this, because this came up in another dialogue in boot camp, which is, well, is there any way around it? Now, you can use these forms like Jot form, and it can be a secure form, but their terms of agreement are that you're not allowed to collect sensitive data like that, credit card information. I understand that, even though the form is secure. If they don't want you to do it, don't do it. It's going to be too risky. And if you don't have any of these other options, then what you're going to have to do is still create a secure form and collect as much information as you can, so that when you guys get on the phone, all you're collecting is just the actual numbers. So you can collect the billing address. You can collect as much as possible, the exact spelling of the name on the card. I mean, if anybody, gosh forbid, was to hack that and get it, it's meaningless. It's just an address, which is so easy to obtain anyway. But at least when you guys are on the phone and you're getting it, you don't have to worry about getting the address wrong or the spelling of the name wrong, which would decline the card. And also another way to collect some funds up front is to collect the first deposit, perhaps by check. And also remember, you work with suppliers. Listen to me, I'm on a tear. You want to work with suppliers that give you the ability to collect overpayment. So you can add in all those extras, and it's seamless, because the supplier will allow you, well, the brand will allow you to send in an overpayment, and you're going to get that additional money you're collecting back as part of your commission. So I hope that helped. I'm doing a first information release this weekend. Good luck. How soon after can I give information? No. So if you're doing first information release this weekend, you do not release prices. I don't know how many information sessions you have, Sarah, but I don't know if it's 2 or 3, but you want to introduce the prices on the last session, because it's the next day when you're going to open up the VIP sale. If you do a VIP sale, sometimes you don't, or the general sale. That's how it works. So for me, my first launch, I did 4 information sessions. On the 4th session, they knew that's when pricing would be ready. I said, pricing will be ready by the 4th session on this date. I did a double launch. I did a launch 6 months later because there were more people interested. And the prices were already out there, but I did the same thing. Okay. I said, hey, on the 3rd session, we're going to release pricing. And then you can't give me your money yet. I'll tell you when you can give me your money. That's how it works. Let's talk more, Sarah. Karen says, I've created events off my business page. We've got 1 minute left. And I just went into a business page and had the option to create a group. Not sure that you can create more than 1 group off a business page. So Karen says she's created events off the business page, okay, and had the option to create a group. So we're going to have to investigate that. Karen, thank you for sharing that. Nancy says, I'm very glad to be part of Boot Camp Camper. I'm glad you're a part. I've learned much from you. I have a lot of questions on my list. What do you think more is important for marketing? My website, email, phone, Facebook, newsletters, please rank. Oh my gosh, newsletter campaign using group launch sequence isn't working for upcoming no-shoot. Okay, the newsletter is not working. Perhaps the rate is too high. Any suggestions for now? Wow, how do I answer this in 5 seconds or less? I can't do it. Oh my gosh, Nancy, I'm so sorry. You always come up with the best questions at the end, and I can't let you down. I've got to answer this. But if that's not working, we got to make a change here. If the newsletter's not working, where else are they hanging out, friends? You need to know where your potential prospects are hanging out. Is it Instagram? Is it Snapchat? Is it Facebook? Is it Pinterest? Do they all meet at the church on Sundays? Where are they hanging? That's where you got to go. And can you do live events? What can you do to gather the people to spread the good news? But I promise you, I'm going to, wow, there's so many other comments here. So here's what we're going to do. I got to end because I honor your time. It's 1 hour. Our time is up. So what I'm going to do is go through it. I'm going to send you the stuff you guys asked for, and I'm going to try to answer the rest of the questions. I don't know who's in boot camp, who's just in the summit, but send me an email, Stuart@stuartloydcohen.com. If you're not in boot camp, I'll see what I can do to help. Thanks for being here.